Hello, everyone. It's Nick from Claret and Booze. I just watched West Ham beat Wolves convincingly 2-0 at home at the London Stadium. Yeah, I must admit, I'm shocked by the performance. I was not expecting that. I've been dreading it. I was very encouraged because, like I say, I tweeted earlier on, and I made the point. I don't think I've ever remembered. I can never remember a time where the lineup was being anticipated just as much as the game, or maybe even more. And let's start there. But before we do, if you are new to the channel, as always, please subscribe. And if you like the video, once you've watched it, please drop a like on the video as well. All right, lovely. Okay. Yeah. So. I was really pleased with what I saw today, especially at 4:30. Obviously, Souček was still on the team sheet, which I had a bit of a problem with because I didn't want him picked. But look, he didn't do anything wrong today. He played well. Bowen as well, although I didn't necessarily want Bowen dropped. I wanted Soufal dropped, and that happened. Kera came in at the right back. I was really pleased. He did make some changes. That's what we said. We said we wanted to see David Moyes make changes. He did that. You know, Cornet in, Scamacca in, Kera out on the right. He sort of shifted his position. It looks like he had a word with Souček today as well, because Souček wasn't marauding forward quite as much, which is where he really irritates me. He was just doing his job. He was doing what he's good at. He was breaking up play. Rice next to up. It was very tidy. So the actual lineup itself, I thought was very good. I was surprised to see us line up with three at the back, because obviously we saw the team sheet and I thought we was going to go four at the back. So I generally dread it when we go three at the back, but it seemed to work quite well, to be quite honest. I mean, there was an iffy period at the start of the game, wasn't there, where it looked like Wolves were getting on top of us and they were holding the ball, and because they've got loads of really technical players like we spoke about before. And I thought, oh no, here we go. So probably the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, I was thinking, Jesus, this, we're not getting into this at all. But then we just seemed to grow into the game. We was very strong. We was very disciplined. I wanted to see signs from the players that they were fighting for David Moyes, because one of my main concerns is that David Moyes has lost the changing room. I thought, because of the way that we've been playing, if you look at the stats, the running stats are all down the bottom at the table. That was my concern. I wanted to see the players come out today, react, and we'll see if they reacted for the manager, and they did. They did. They were superb. Now we're going to be doing a show later on. We're doing our Claret and Booze up later. So it's going to be me and John and a load of guests that are going to be coming on. We're going to be doing, like I say, player ratings. There won't be any donkeys today, by the way. And then we're just going to basically go through and just talk about all things West Ham. But with regards to this game, yeah, it was kind of comfortable in the end, wasn't it? I think we played very well. I don't think there really were any sort of poor performances. It was great to see Dawson back in the middle. He just gives us that leadership and seems to settle us all down, and gives us a bit of character as well. Kera was a breath of fresh air out on the right. Yes, he does. He lunged in a few times and we could have got caught out. None more so than with Mateus Nunes when he had that chance and he sort of skipped inside and that was at 0-0 when he sliced it wide. They had a few chances early on. It could have gone a different way. But the fact of the matter is, you've got to take your chances. And we kept on going. Scamacca had a few chances. That horrific free kick that he took, but his head didn't drop. He's clearly full of confidence and he backs himself. And that finish was just something else. It was unbelievable. It really was. I know it got a slight deflection, but that was going in anyway. The way he kind of set that, and don't forget he started that move off as well. Because he was doing that all game, dropping deep, linking play. Him and Bowen really seemed to build up a bit of an understanding in that game, and I'll talk about Bowen in a minute. But yeah, great. The ball came back out. It was deflected out. Bowen didn't lay it out, but the way he just sets it, volleys it, bang! What a beautiful goal! First goal in the Premier League, and he's off the mark. And I'm not too sure of the celebration. We'll get used to it because to us, that's almost like the cupping of the year thing. But I don't think that's clearly not what he means. But we'll get used to that. Let me talk about Bowen. Okay, Bowen was back to his old self today. I thought he was everywhere. He was He was doing defensive work, but he was getting forward. He was a pain in the arse. He was driving. He was direct. He was superb, and he got a well-deserved goal. You know, that what a finish as well. I mean, I don't really know. It was a beautiful goal from Scamacca, but I tell you what, Bowens, that was unbelievable. You know, the way he kind of sort of controlled that and hit it in one motion, and really precisely inside that near post. Fantastic goal. Yeah, really, really happy. It's a start. I'm not going to get carried away. I'm not, because, like I say, we would be expecting to beat Wolves at home, but we've done it. Okay, we've done it. That was a bit of a 6-pointer. We've got the win, and now we've got to move on. The way that we play today, I think if we play in a similar way, I'm not talking about shape and formation, it's effort, because we've got the players. We know we've got the players. I think if we play with that type of application, then we're probably going to be okay against Fulham. So that being the case, we said before the game, David Moyes was skating on thin ice. Yes, he bloody was, and he still is, because he still is. But it was always in his hands to turn this around, and he's done the right thing. He's gone out, he's changed that team. He's got Scamacca in, and what a performance from Scamacca. All in all, what a fantastic striker's performance that was. You know, he was fighting the centre backs. He was holding the ball up. His link up play was something else. He was brilliant. Paqueta, I thought, had a really good game today as well. I feel sorry for him because I don't think he gets on the ball as much as he'd like to. But he's combatively, he was outstanding. You know, he's a very unselfish player. He's a team player, Paqueta. You know, he clearly sort of sacrifices himself. He got caught a few times in possession, but generally his passing was really good. It was spot on. He played a beautiful ball through to Bowen, didn't he? Sort of first time pass, and that's what he's going to give you. That's what Paqueta's going to give you. I thought he was good. Like I say, we'll go into more detail on the players later on, but I've got to say it. I'm not quite eating humble pie yet, but I hope to be eating large slices of it in the upcoming weeks. If we see more like that, why not? Why not? You know, that's ultimately, we're West Ham fans. We want to see us win games. We want to see us play decent football. It wasn't beautiful football today by any means, but there was a lot of good performances today. It was. Do you know? I enjoyed it. On the whole, I enjoyed the game. I can't knock it too much. You know, ultimately, when you look at Wolves and the way that they played, you know, a lot of very technical players. They weren't fucking going anywhere, was they? So yeah, again, on paper they look like they're too good to go down, Wolves, because then I've got some good players, but I don't know the way that they're playing. That, I think Bruno Lage. Well, they said that before this game. I think whichever manager lost this game could potentially get the bullet. I think that's probably going to be Bruno Lage. Unfortunately, you don't ever like to see a manager lose their job. I'll tell you what, though, I will give a special mention to Diego Costa when he came on. You know, he ain't played since January. Didn't he look good? You know, was he 35, 36? I can't believe that nobody's picked him up on a free transfer. I know. Obviously, he's going to be on decent wages, but yeah, he looked superb. He's a handful, wasn't he? So yeah, he played well, but I don't think even he's gonna kind of really save them. We did have a bit of a scare. Where he kind of made that run in behind, and he was offside, about a yard offside. Weren't miles off. I thought he was way offside, but he wasn't. Traore just kind of delayed his pass too long, didn't he? But yeah, he sort of slipped it inside, and I think it was Podence, wasn't it, that scored their goal, but that rightly got ruled out. Yeah, just very, very, very comfortable. Really good performance. Really gritty. Yeah, that's a big tick in the box for me. It is, like I say, I just wanted to see David Moyes try and do different things, and he did that. You know, there was a bit of a question mark over the Fornal substitution when Cornet went off injured, because he brought Fornals on to play left wing back, and I thought, he's got Emerson on the bench. What's he done that for? He's got a left wing back on the bench, but clearly he was thinking ahead to half time because he was going to change shape, and he went to four at the back, didn't he? So and Fornals had a good game. Yeah, well, like I say, we'll go into it in much more detail later on. But yeah, very, very happy. We're out of the relegation zone, thank God. And yeah, it was an enjoyable watch. It was an enjoyable watch, and that's what we all want. So yeah, very happy. Come on, you guys. Lovely stuff. See you later. Come and join us later.